If I could go back in time and speak to my younger self at various times in my life when I've had those sliding door moments where things would have been different had I acted differently or changed my mind about something or took another decision, what would I say? Have you ever wondered this yourself? Have you ever written a letter to your younger self, passing on the wisdom that you have now to that younger version of you? I'd love to know in the comments if any of this resonates with you. If I could speak to this tiny girl whose photograph I have here, I would say, darling, you're okay. I would just put my arms around her and help her to feel safe, because I know she didn't always feel safe. And I know that she took on so much onto her small shoulders. She could feel other people's feelings. She was born into a family that was grieving, and the sadness was all around her, and she felt it. She couldn't put any words to it, but she felt it in her body, and she felt responsible for this unhappiness. So I would say to her, it's okay, darling, you're okay. What would I say to this 10-year-old that I'm looking at now? I would say, for a start, you're not too sensitive. There's no such thing. Being too sensitive was a bit of an insult, wasn't it, when you were growing up? You just feel things really deeply, and that's not a failing. That's actually a skill. I'd say to her, keep reading, keep being you. You're not too much. You're not too loud. You're not too quiet. You're not any of the things that you're told that you're too when you're trying them out, because you're trying to work out how to be in the world in a way that will make people love you, will make you feel as if you belong. You can only be the you that you are, and that's okay. Don't try to fit yourself into molds to suit other people. You're enough, just as you are. It sounds like a cliche. We say it so much these days, don't we? But I think that most 10-year-olds need to hear that. This 16-year-old, oh my goodness, what would I say to her? I do know that whatever I said, she wouldn't listen, because she thinks she's grown up. She thinks she's an adult. So I would whisper in her ear, he's lovely. He really is. But he's going to break your heart. Don't put everything that you are into this relationship that you have. You're not going to get married. You're not going to live happily ever after. Guard your heart a little, but at the same time, put more energy into the things that you want to do and the things that you want to be. You can be a writer if that's what you want. Don't listen to all those negative messages around you about what your limits are. You are limitless. You have to develop that self-belief. That's not easy at 16, but it's so necessary. And you can do it. Believe in yourself. That would be my main message to 16-year-old Joe. Look at you in your wedding dress at 20. 20, and you only had your birthday last month. You know how this little voice in your head is suddenly saying, what am I doing? Maybe listen to that. I mean, it's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. But you do need to preserve yourself as well. You've bought into this romantic Disney idea of romance and marriage and relationships and families. You're marrying young because you want to belong, because you want to create a family of your own where you will always feel wanted and as if you are part of it. Would I tell you not to get married at 20? I'd probably say yes, let's wait. Let's concentrate on ourselves for just a little bit longer. At all. Because you haven't, have you? You haven't had the opportunity to do that. You've gone off to college and then you've dropped out and you've thrown in your lot with this young man who you're going to support while he finishes college. And yes, you're full of optimism. And that's lovely. And you are going to walk through this life together. And that is a lovely way to live. But you do need to trust yourself a little bit more. Oh, and here she is at 30. A mother of 4, full-time mum, housewife, wife, daughter, defined by all those relationships. There's always that little niggle, isn't there, inside, that you want something for yourself. I would say to her that your time will come. Enjoy your family now while they're young. You're doing okay. It feels as if you're not. I know that you're thinking that you're not good at this, that you're failing, that your children might sometimes be better off with a different mother. That's not true. You're doing the best you can with what you have. And there's love. Your children feel loved. Do you remember the first time that you realised that? When you told your little girl, I love you, and she turned around and said, well, of course you do. And it hit you right in here. Oh my goodness. She takes it for granted. How wonderful is that? Well, you created that. You, with all your love and your care. It doesn't matter that you're never going to be cook of the year or best costume maker for the school play. You're never going to be that. But it's okay. You're the mother they have, and your intentions are always there to be the best mother that you can be. So relax a little. Be present while you're with them. Don't let your mind wander too much onto other things. And when you start writing, write when you're writing. Be there when you're there. You need to learn to compartmentalise the different parts of your life. You need to learn how to be in the present moment more. And you need to learn not to beat yourself up as much as you do. You're doing okay. The things I could say to 40-year-old me. You're about to dive into perimenopause. You're going to have your first hot flush and think that you're dying. You're going to experience that roller coaster of emotions as they go up and down. And I wish I could go back in time and whisper in your ear and say, it's perimenopause, and this is what perimenopause is, and explain it all to you. Because what do? You blame yourself. You tell yourself you're losing your grip. You tell yourself that you're weak, that you're somehow deficient, as you always have done. And you're not. You're battling a hormonal tsunami at the same time as raising 4 children, looking after one that's been sick for quite a while now. And everything that you do to support those children, you've supported your husband as he set up his business and he's working those long hours. And your body now is really starting to feel the toll of the anxiety that you've been feeling and just life in general, just time ticking by. I wish I could say to you, relax. It's okay. My goodness, as I'm going through this, have you noticed? I keep saying it's okay, you're going to be okay. I think that we lose sight of who we are as we go through life. And as women, we tend to buy into that social conditioning that we have to put other people's needs first. We're natural people pleasers. And in the process of bringing up families, working, being in relationships, we lose sight of ourselves and that essence of who we are. We forget about all those childhood and teenage dreams. I think that if we can help our daughters and our granddaughters to put themselves first sooner than we did, if they can just keep that essence of themselves going, they won't have the problems that some of us have had of feeling that we're completely lost. At least not to the extent that we might have done as we've gone through our midlife years. I would say to this 40-year-old, start saving. It's late to start, but start now. Do something so that your money can compound, so that you have a little bit more security later in life. I would say move more, exercise, do your strength training, take your joints through a full range of motion every single day. Make looking after yourself one of your priorities. Don't let it be second thing to do or never gets done because you've got so much else to do. Now is the time that you need to prepare for your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s and beyond. Start at 40. Oh, that is the one age I think that I wish I could go back and whisper in my ear. What about you? What would be the age that you would like to visit the most and give some advice to? An age that you think you would listen, because I wouldn't have listened at 16. I might have done at 20. I might have done at 30. What I needed at 30 was an arm around my shoulders telling me that I was doing okay. But at 40, I could have made a real difference if I could have just got in my time machine and gone back. So lovely. So what about 50? I would say, you know, all this sudden fear of getting older. Don't worry about it. Your 50s are going to be one of the best decades. There are going to be challenges, but they're coming from outside you rather than inside you. You're going to get into your 60s and you're going to feel yourself. You're going to realize who you were all along, and you're going to like that person. And getting older isn't the decline that you think it is. That's an inner ageism, a self-ageism that you've picked up from your culture, society as a whole. You are not going towards a decline. You are going towards a blossoming, an awakening of the woman who you were always meant to be, but who life has smothered. She's there now. She was there at 40, 30 and 20. Now is the time at 50 to remember what you dreamed of when you were a teenager, what you wanted for yourself, what you enjoyed, what passions you had, how you saw your life panning out. Never mind how it has panned out. How did you want it to pan out then? And does that still resonate with you now? Because it's now at 50 that you have a little bit more time to concentrate on yourself and to change whatever it is that you're not satisfied with. Now's the time to do it. But if you don't do it now, you can do it next year. You can do it at 60, health willing. There's no time like the present, but it's never too late. And that would be my overall message, I think, to my younger self. I think the themes running through my letter to my younger self would be to believe in yourself more, to believe that you're doing okay, to know that you're doing things with the best intentions and therefore you are a good person, because you doubt that so often. You doubt your ability, you doubt whether you're loved, you doubt whether you're worthy of love. You doubt even whether you deserve your heart's desire, until in the end you forget what your heart's desire is. But you will start to get that back again, and you'll start to dream again, and you'll become more you in the process. I hope that listening to me rambling on about what I'd say to my younger self has given you pause and has given you the opportunity to think, okay, what are my regrets and what would I have changed? Because in truth, taken as a whole, I wouldn't change much, because what's gone before, of course, is made me who I am today. And I quite like me. There's a radical idea. I've finally got to an age and a stage in my life where I feel comfortable with who I am. I feel worthy of love and my own time and attention and my own love. It's a lovely place to be. Yes, it would have been nice to have had that feeling all through my life. But I wonder who I would be if I'd always felt that ease. If you've enjoyed this, if you've got something out of it, please give it a like and maybe share it with a friend. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. That really helps me to get these messages out there. And have a look at this playlist of my ramblings and my reflections and see if there's any more that resonates with you. Until next time.